also an uprising artist at Montco. So hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good? Okay. So what is your major at Montco?
At the moment, my major is just the fine arts, but I'd like to get into illustration, animation.
Now, did any classes that you took at NAHS specifically influence you to pick that major?
I did take a drawing and illustration class here, which was a lot of fun. I had Michael Kapuska. I don't know if he's here anymore, but he was here when I was here. But he was always like a really cool teacher and stuff. So that was one teacher that I liked and helped me decide that I liked illustration a lot.
So what type of artist would you say you are?
I'm still not really sure yet. I'm still coming up with different styles and different things I like to do. I'm still putting my feet in the water, per se.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know exactly what kind of artist yet I'll be.
So do you hope to achieve a career in the arts?
I'd like to. My end goal is maybe hopefully getting a job with Disney. I've always liked Disney and growing up with Disney. Disney's one of the styles I like. Even like throughout middle school through high school, I always drew Ariel, Flynn Rider, Belle, different characters from Disney and putting my own style into my own characters and stuff. So Disney was one of the...
It's definitely super cool. I would love to do that, work with Disney. So I know you were talking about your art teacher earlier, but is there anyone else who has influenced you, whether that be a teacher, a family member, or even just an artist?
My granddad is an artist. I always liked going over to his house and seeing his artwork because he's an artist as well. So I kind of get that stuff from him. He was one of the ones that I had inspiration from. Lisa Noche, who works here. I still think she works here.
Miss Noche's here.
She influenced me with different arts. Kapuska. I got involved with like music and stuff, so music kind of involved helps me and get inspired and stuff.
So how has being a NAHS alum, NAHS actually influenced you? Or has that changed your art in a way that would be different than someone who didn't go to NAHS?
I mean, I don't know if it really changed my art, but like progressing through art from here and then moving into Montco and learning new stuff definitely enhanced and made my artwork grow better.
So you think that coming from NAHS impacted your art?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your favorite art that you've ever made?
I would say my favorite would have to be, this past semester I did some digital artwork on like in Photoshop and stuff. So that was like my first time doing digital artwork and stuff, so that was definitely one of my favorites. I took some of my old sketches and scanned them into the computer and then just digitalized them, which was a lot of fun. There was one that I did of some of like two characters that I created that looked like they were about to kiss, and you kind of just want to like push them together to make them kiss. So that was one of my favorites to do this, at least this year.
Yeah. So I guess what age did you know that you were really into art and that you wanted to pursue a career in it?
I guess it would have to be, I mean, I always liked art. I always was drawing a lot.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't until my junior year, senior year, when I was just like, hey, I really like doing this, so I think I might see where it goes with it. Because people have been telling me, like, oh, you're like really good at it, and I'm just like, oh, thanks, but it's like, I'm okay. But I always liked doing it, so I think throughout senior year was just where I liked doing it a lot and decided to do it.
Now, did you take like different types of art classes here at the high school as well as at Montco, or did you really just stick to just drawing and what you wanted to focus on?
When I was here, I kind of just took like the Art Major 1 courses, Art Major 2, 3. I took drawing and illustration here. Illustration is where I decided that I liked it a lot and decided to do it. It wasn't until Montco I kind of was more putting my feet more in different areas. I did ceramics, I did photography, different drawing classes, digital art, and then just like different art history classes I took just to learn more about where art came from and where it developed from. But I definitely liked doing illustrations, photography, and ceramics and stuff like that.
Cool. So I definitely, I'm a big fan of art. I think it's a great way for people to express themselves. However, I'm not best. So do you think like with art comes a natural talent, or do you think that it's something that if you work hard enough on, you can eventually?
I believe, the way I believe it is like anyone can do art. It doesn't matter if you're talented or not. Any doodle's a doodle. It's a piece of artwork. Definitely just doesn't really have to be a talent. You can either, practice always makes better. So if you just like, if you like it and you want to try to pursue it, if you're not the best at it yet, if you practice a lot more and just keep going with it, I think everyone will get better at it and stuff.
So now what do you do for practice? Because I know you said you're into like drawing characters, you were saying earlier, so did you just like look at a picture, or do you do it from memory?
For me, looking at a picture helps, just to have like a reference to, like if you want to draw someone sitting down. For me, I would have to look at a picture just to see what it is and kind of do a skeleton view of the character first, just to get their outline. Skeleton view or skeleton drawing first is just you just draw lines and shapes first, and before you can develop your character. But definitely from memory, I can do some things from memory, but I think looking at a reference image definitely helps, just to help you, guide you to get to that point of where you want to go with the picture or whatever artwork.
So now, what do you enjoy drawing most? Is it people or just cartoons?
I definitely enjoy drawing a lot of people. During Montco, I took the 3 courses of drawing there, and we did a lot of nude models, which was a lot of fun. So I usually went towards the face more than anything else.
Yeah.
But definitely drawing people I like a lot, and then getting the facial structures and different facial expressions. Definitely drawing from models helped a lot, because that, I think, developed my drawing people a lot better. My last semester passed, I did drawing 3, and drawing from different models definitely helped develop. I saw a change in it from my first year at Montco when I took a drawing class. From my last drawing class, it definitely got developed into a different style, and it was like looked really cool. So I was like, yes.
So how have the teachers at Montco, or should I say professors, how have they like helped you develop? Like, do they criticize your art, or do they just help you get better, or is it just as long as you do it, you get the grade?
They definitely criticize you. Like, we do critiques a lot. Like, after we do homework assignments and we come in the next day for class, we bring in our homework and then we critique it. So the teacher definitely puts in his 2 cents or her 2 cents, and tells you like, oh, well, you could have done this better. You could have done this, or say, yeah, I really like this and how you did that and stuff. So which was really nice. And then some of the classmates, they'll say what they like, what they don't like, and what you could have changed, and definitely help you to make your artwork better. And then in class, definitely the teacher will come around and say, hey, I think you should be doing this, or like for me, when I was drawing from the model, I would always kind of draw them long and skinny. So my teacher would be like, oh, you should like kind of like enlarge it, do like a certain area instead of trying to draw the whole figure and putting the whole figure on the page. So I would always I used to put the whole figure on the page, and that would make them long and skinny. But if you just focus on one area of the person or model, they will help you to visualize and get the proportions right.
Now, was Montco the first time that you drew someone, like a model, from in class?
From in class with a live model, definitely Montco was my first to do that. But mostly from here, when I was in high school, it was just drawing from pictures and stuff.
Now, is there like a type of, let me see if this word's right, medium, is that right, that you use? Or what do you prefer, I guess?
Colored pencil, I like just regular pencil, graphite pencil. Pastel is one of my favorites to work with, because it's just a lot of color.
Yeah.
Makes a mess, but it's fun. But pastel is definitely one of my favorites to work with.
Now, do you experiment, though, with other stuff, like paints or?
I experiment here and there.
But you stick to your
I
thing.
stick to my thing. But painting is always something I need to work on. I never got the chance to take a painting course at my school yet, but it's definitely something I would like to get better at and try different things.
Yeah. So how often do you work on art?
Pretty often, like for school, it's pretty much every day, which is fun.
Yeah.
So for me, just like going into class, it's not just going to class to do work. It's just more doing it for fun. For me, it's fun because it's something I like to do. But doing they would give you like different classes, different teachers would give you assignments that would be due either the same day, different days. So I would try to like balance it out and try to do, okay, I have this due this day and I have this due this day, and I'll try to like work on something first. If it's due first, I would work on that, and then later work on the second assignment that would be due.
Now, do you do art outside of what's assigned to you?
I do like I work in my sketchbook a lot and just like draw different sketches and stuff. But schoolwork would definitely take up my time than just drawing what I'd like to. But I definitely try to do a sketch here and there just to keep that fresh in hand going.
Have you had a sketchbook since high school?
Yeah, I still have my little sketchbook that my Mr. Kapuska gave us. I still have that, so that's just been long-lasting, and I put a sketch in there, here and there.
So whenever you're just feeling artsy.
Yeah, just put a sketch.
So now, how has your art grown over the years from high school?
I hope it grows in a good way. I think it did kind of grow in a good way. Looking back at, or thinking of the old drawings I did a Hermione Granger of Emma Watson here, my senior year here, and then looking at one of the model drawings I did this past few years, I think it definitely has changed in the way I draw. So it's just like that. It's cool.
Right. So can you take us, as if we're in your art class, can you take us step by step of how you go about creating a piece of art?
Sure.
Or like what goes through your mind? Or like, do you look at her for a while or him, and then you start sketching? Enlighten me.
For the drawing classes, looking at the figure, I would kind of like pick an area for wherever I'm sitting and wherever the way the figure is posed. Like there was definitely this one guy who did really cool poses that I like doing, because if they do, instead of just like sitting down and crossing their legs, that's kind of, for me, it's just like a boring kind of pose. But for them to do like an interesting pose, like their arms are like this or something like that, I definitely try to look at the figure and try to figure out which area would be the best and which one has the best kind of lighting into it to get like the best shadows and bright lights on it. So my first step would be to look and then kind of do the skeletal figure first, and then go in and draw like the arm. Hands were always my hardest to do, so I kind of avoid the hands.
Yeah.
But I try to like do that, and then if I'm working with pastel, you just put down one color first and just like load on color and color on top of color. To get like the shades, the light, and everything, and then it just turns into stuff. But you always want to make sure that you get like your background in there, just so it's not like a plain white background, whatever kind of paper you're working with, to kind of get like whatever kind of background it is. To get like if you were using this would be like a bright thing, and if your paper was black or like a darker color, you kind of want to try to brighten it up a little bit just to get that contrast.
So, was there anything that you use at Montco that you didn't get the chance, like a material or something that you didn't get to use here at high school?
Ceramics would be one that I didn't get to use here. I knew they had a ceramics class here. I never got the chance to take it, but when I got to Montco, I was like, oh, they have ceramics, so I'll give that a try. Ceramics was definitely fun, but definitely hard on the wheel.
Yeah.
I've had some stories with the wheel that it didn't go so well, but definitely the clay kind of flew off eventually sometimes. But you just have to like pick it up, put it back on, make sure it sticks, and then you're good.
I made a little bowl once. I remember Kids in Clay. I don't know. It was cute. It was cute. So now, what is the longest span of time that you ever spent on one piece of art? And what was it?
I definitely spent, we did had to do a life-size self-portrait,
Really?
full body, everything. Could do like pretty much any pose you wanted to. But that took about maybe 3 days just to finish it, or maybe more than that. But definitely that was one of the longest ones I've ever done because it was like a huge, bigger artwork that I had to do, and I never did something that big before. But it was definitely a challenge and turned out pretty cool. But
Did you find it hard, like trying to draw yourself at all?
kind of hard. Drawing like the full scale is kind of hard because it's just a different size, and trying to get the proportions right on that size is a little difficult. Getting my arm would always be longer than it's supposed to, but doing like the face, hair, torso was a little bit easier. Just getting like the proportions of the arms and legs were a little difficult.
I feel like I would have a hard time, like, drawing myself, like, I guess some people consider them if they have, like, an imperfection or whatever. I don't know, I feel like I would just, like, have a hard time, like, just coloring everything and be like, wow, like, do I really have all those freckles or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, is it, like, weird at all? Putting every aspect of you on there, even whether you like it or not?
I don't think it's that weird. I mean, it's just me that I'm drawing, so I think it's just fun because then you can kind of put yourself or just draw yourself the way you see yourself in a way. So it's called a self-portrait, so it doesn't have to be. It just can be the way you see yourself instead of just like the way exactly that you are. But for me, I just draw myself a little cartoonish because I'm a little cartoonish.
Yeah.
But it's definitely different and fun at some points.
Now, what is probably your most favorite art that you've ever done, or your favorite piece?
I think my favorite piece would have to be, I guess, I did do like a self-portrait this year that we had to cut out from magazines and then kind of glue them down and make a self-portrait from that, which is fun. The way I did that was I drew myself first just to get the outline so I know where to glue down instead of just gluing stuff down and then it won't look like me. But, so I just decided okay, draw the outline and then glue the pieces on, which that one was a lot of fun to do. So I just decided it was like a nice day outside, so I was like, I'm just going to go outside and do it. So I did that. But that one was definitely one of my favorites. It just turned out pretty neat.
Did you have to go through the magazines looking for specific colors, or did you have just words on your face?
I kind of went through the magazine just to kind of find general colors. I just had a black shirt on, so I just found black cardboard and just glued that down. I found bird wings, eagle wings for my hair. It was a brown color, so it kind of turned out cool for the hair. For the skin tone, I didn't find any skin tone colors. I just used a light sky blue that I found from different boxes and magazines.
That's cool. So we've gone over your longest, we've gone over your most enjoyable. Now, do you have any weird artwork, a teacher assigned you that was just totally out of your realm?
For my illustration 1 and 2, I had the same teacher. What he had us do was he gave us the assignment and told us kind of what to do. His assignments I liked his assignments a lot. One of my friends, she didn't like it so much. But it kind of made you think, and it was just very enjoyable for me. We had to do, one project was to do a bug on a fork and make the bug really huge and just make the fork really small, which was really weird but also kind of fun. And one we had to do was I think kind of the evil side of the GMOs. So I did a zombified apple, which was pretty interesting and a lot of fun to do. But his assignments were a lot of out there and wonky, but they were pretty fun.
Yeah. So now, What was the reaction of your, family members saying that you wanted to go and pursue art?
I mean, all of them were pretty much supportive. My sister, my brother are supportive. My parents are supportive, but they are more worried about me finding a job.
That's what everyone's worried about.
Yeah, just like trying to find a job, but jobs are hard to find. But that's definitely, my parents are supportive, but they're more wondering if hopefully I get a job at some point. Or
Would you ever think about like teaching art?
I've thought about it. I'm not really like a kid person, but I think I could probably do it if I needed to. But I think it would be kind of fun just to teach and put my knowledge out there, what I know.
Now, have you gotten any sort of recognition or awards, whether college, high school, middle school, for your artwork?
Definitely, I got some awards here, not much at my Montco. We do have like art shows there. I've put like a few things in there, but I haven't gotten anything, which I wasn't really like, oh, okay. I just put in there for fun. But for here, I did get an award for I got like a second place, I think, for my Emma Watson, Hermione Granger drawing.
So now, the way art shows work, I always thought like teachers just pick what goes in there, like they'll take your best work, but I guess it's whatever you want to put in there?
You get to, for when I was here, you just kind of put what you think your best work is, or whatever you kind of want to put in there, you put in there, which is pretty nice.
I was just looking at the art show last week. It was here, and I noticed all the seniors have their own little wall. Did you have one of those? And then you just put all your artwork on there?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you recommend Montco to other, artists?
I'd recommend it if you're not sure exactly what kind of art you want to do, or what you're not sure of what you want to do in general. Montco is definitely a good place to go and figure that out. For me, just going there and doing different art classes was definitely helpful.
All right. So do you just want to give everyone like a little bit of advice, I guess, to those who are future artists, and just encouraging words?
I'd say like definitely do what you like to do. Don't let anyone stop you doing what you want to do and stuff. So I think just do what you like to do and do it.
All right. Well, I definitely learned a lot. So thank you. All right, guys. So this is Alyssa Diordio with Ryan Sene, who is an art student at Montco. And now we're going to switch it back to Tori.